Hello, and welcome to Keys to the Market. This is Raisa Lawson, Realtor with the House Store. In this edition of the podcast, we're going to talk about a buyer key. And today, my special guest is Jason with JMP Services. We're going to talk about the benefits of having a home inspection. So, why should I have a home inspection? Is it really worth it? What does a home inspection cover? Will my home inspector go over the findings with me and discuss what's really of importance? We are going to talk about all these questions and more. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hi,
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
My name is Jason Perry. My company is JMP Services. Been a licensed and insured home inspector since 2020, I believe. We're starting our 6th year of business, and I really love what I do. We've started off by myself. I've got a team of 4 other people now that are W-2 employees, and we're growing with our hand in a lot of different things around the housing market. But in this particular podcast, we're going to focus on the home inspections. Before I did this, I was in the termite and the pest industry for a good 11 or 12 years to the point that as my main source of income, and then grew into this and just have really taken it and run with it. Love helping people and help them make decisions.
Cool, awesome, good information. All right, so let's just jump right in and start explaining the benefits of a home inspection. So first of all, can you tell our viewers why is it important to have a home inspection, and is it really worth it?
Absolutely. I recommend a home inspection in every house, even new builds. I think any home inspector will tell you the same, just because nobody's perfect. When you have these subdivisions coming up as quick as they can with the demand in the housing market just about anywhere in the country, sometimes corners get cut. When you have older houses, there's attrition that just happens, especially in the southeast with climate, humidity. There's a whole lot of factors that put wear on a house. When you're purchasing a property, you want to make sure it's solid and sound. A lot of time, first home buyers can't afford that perfect first house, so they're going to have to buy something that's got problems. So it's good to know what problems there are, if there's any wiggle room in negotiation, what problems are you going to be okay to inherit, because you're not going to live in that house forever. You're going to sell it, and what are you going to have to fix? So it's good to know those things, whether it's the right house for you or not. If you're an investor, putting a renter in it, or if you are going to live in it yourself, those are all, it all contains important information to make good decisions.
And he's exactly right on that. That is definitely information that you want to know when you purchase a house, because the last thing you want to do is be at your max on your mortgage or your down payment money or all those things combined, and then you buy a house and you move in and you find out, oh, it needs all new wiring or all new plumbing. So then you have a major problem that's going to be a huge expense that you didn't maybe necessarily budget for. So great information on that. So the next question, let's kind of move on a little bit to what does the home inspection actually cover and what does it not cover?
If you really want to know the actual black and white on it, the Tennessee Department of Commerce has the standards of practice for home inspectors that every home inspector has to abide by. It explicitly says what we can do and what we do not have to do. In general, a great home inspector is going to try to do the best job they can, but you have to remember it is a visual inspection, so if stuff is in the way, within reason, we can't get the stuff. I mean, there's a lot of communication on the buying and selling side that has to happen for us to be able to be the most thorough in our job, especially if the place is occupied. But it covers the entire house. It's a comprehensive general overlook. I've heard somebody say it. It's kind of like a general practitioner doctor giving your body the once over of physical for your house. And then we dive into the mechanics of things and the different systems of the house. And if there's something that needs to be further evaluated, it's basically a specialist, then we refer you to that tradesperson and say, hey, this needs a little closer look. And being home inspectors and knowledgeable in the building industry, we can kind of give you an idea of what we think it is. It may be an expected cost if we're not sure. And of course, we don't know to overstep our lane, which is very important in home inspections. But it covers roof, plumbing, electric, septic. There's options to add radon, termite, mold testing, pool inspections. If you have a detached garage, there's all separate services other than just the actual inspection of the house as well. But basically, every piece of the house, foundation, if it's a slab, crawl space, decking, the grounds, the lay of the land, tree overhang, all these things that can be detrimental to the house from a safety or structure standpoint.
Okay, great information. So if a buyer is placing an offer on a house and they want to have a home inspection, can you give just a general idea of what the fees for an inspection would be? Is it based on square footage, or how does that
It
work?
varies by inspector. Sometimes it's a combination of things. We have different apps that we use to write reports in. Some guys, there's different options out there. And we have modifiers that build in things that are based on those data points. So
Right.
sometimes some guys add a little more for older house because we know the older house, we're gonna have more time involved in it because it's an older house and things are gonna have wear and tear on them. Sometimes it's a square footage, sometimes it's the distance to the job. So there's different modifiers that go in. But I think as a general ballpark with all my constituents, we actually had a pricing conversation yesterday with a handful of really seasoned and veteran guys that are really good at this also about price points. They all kind of fall in for a base point around $500.
Okay.
Ancillary services vary depending on what you need, but they're out there as well. Basically, if there's a contest about the structure you need done, we can do it.
Okay. So $500, that sounds like a lot of money for a first-time home buyer sometimes. But if you weigh $500 to have the inspection and see what potential problems there are with the home, as opposed to not spending that $500 and moving into the home, and then it's all plumbing issues or all electrical issues, or something's really catastrophically wrong with the roof and you need a brand new roof, that's really a value well spent to have invested in the home inspection for a ballpark of $500.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's other things too, not so much the catastrophic, but the things to be aware of what's coming, like being able to say, hey, a big thing's a roof. Hey, the roof may have some life left, but the next 5 years, you may have start problems. You may need to replace it by then. So being able to put things that are things to be aware of versus major problems, being able to organize the thoughts in a report, I think most inspectors do. We definitely do. But as far as the cost goes, the report versus not knowing what is going to have to be fixed, it definitely is a no-brainer.
I agree with that. Every house I've ever purchased, I have purchased a home inspection and been very glad I did. I've walked away from a few houses based on what the home inspection found because there were just either too many items or items that were too high ticket price that I didn't want to personally deal with it. So it is a really good investment to know if you want to move forward in your contract on the house you're trying to buy.
And a home inspector's job is to be impartial and just assess the structure for what it is. We've got no dog in the fight on either side of the transaction. Our job is to work for our client, to give them the best piece of information, and then a follow-up to help them understand what they're looking at, and either the severity or the not severity of, or the length of expectancy of whatever thing could be midlife of its existence within the system of the house.
Okay, well that's great information. So far we've talked about the benefits of a home inspection, why you should have one, what does it cover, what does it not cover, the cost of it. Just kind of some basic questions. So is there anything else that you can think of that a buyer should know about why they should have a home inspection or the process itself?
Knowing the process itself is great. If you're a first-time home buyer and have lots of questions, ask lots of questions, because if you don't know, you don't know. Work with your agent and your home inspector as well. We're a team. We are both on your side. So we are there for the same person, for the same cause, to help give the best educated decision, help them buy a house. Your inspectors, if you're inspecting a house, you should be licensed and insured just to be in business. That's state law. So every inspector should be licensed and insured. I think most inspectors really want to do a great job. There's a few that do cut corners. And I'm not going to I'm not saying anyone in particular. Nobody's perfect, but the best are the ones that really try to be and have seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I've been under houses for a long time with termite and pest control work, so I see a lot of structural things for many years. Ventilation issues, a lot of the common things, the big scary things like crawl spaces and that kind of stuff. We fix a lot of them on the contractor side, so we've got a lot of added knowledge there. Home inspectors have X amount of knowledge they need to know to do their job, but a lot of home inspectors come from different trades and they have a little background, so they can speak a little more fluently about certain things than others sometimes. Having a knowledgeable home inspector is great, but since we're all held to the same standard, one of the biggest things to do is have the special touch from a home inspector for the follow-up, especially if you've not bought a house before, or you haven't been through the process in a long time. Buying a house 25 years ago versus now, completely different world as far as the market dynamic and expectation. So Having a home inspector that can walk you through the findings and really put weight on concerns and things to help you make a sound judgment in a fair and ethical capacity. And I'm one of those guys. So if you don't have somebody like that, that's your call. Give me a call.
There you go.
So,
And it is important to have an inspector who will go over your findings with you. Now, I know a lot of inspectors will say they don't want the buyers at the house during any part of the inspection. So how do you handle that part of it?
So I kind of like that policy as well. And the way I explain it is, hey, it's less distracting for me. I want to show you everything. Let me go through the house with my head down and do my job, and not have to stop and answer questions or chase kids around or make sure you didn't track muddy footprints across the clean carpet because I'm responsible for the house because I opened it up. Those kinds of things, because it is not your house and we are there as a guest and have to take care of it while we're there as well. So ultimately, I will say the decision is yours. I feel you will get a better report if you come at the end, or if you can't be there, then I can certainly have a follow-up conversation with you at your leisure after once you had a chance to review the report. So, but I'm working for you. So if you have to be there, just understand I'm not talking to you. Do what you got to do, but your presence is not going to impact me or my motion. Now I have toyed with, because I have some very interesting clients. If they want to pay more, because it takes more time, if they want to pay a little bit more and actually do the entire inspection with me, then I'll book them for the whole day. It'll be nearly double the cost of the inspection because I do 2 inspections a day. But if they want to spend the entire day with me and go through the entire inspection with me, then I'm certainly open to that possibility, but it's going to cost you, because it's going to take me more time.
Right,
So,
and that's understandable.
But if you just want, my general recommendation is come for the summary. Usually it's the last half hour of the inspection window that we've been given. And if you can't make it, then give me a call after you have the report, a chance to look it over. And I'll usually try to talk to the realtor a little bit involved as well, find out what they want to know, because I know some realtors don't want to know. But if you got to discuss things with your client, you're going to have to know some things, especially major things. So I kind of reach out to the realtor as well to put them in the same world before the agent or the buyer gets a little rattled over something I may find.
Okay.
So
Sounds good. So what is your turnaround time typically when you do an inspection? How long before the client can expect to get the actual report?
I really try to get them out same day. If it's been a really lengthy inspection, then the next day. But yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
quick. Usually a pretty quick turnaround time. I don't like to sit on anything.
Yeah, that's good
work
turnaround
stack
time.
up, because I'm busy enough. I don't need to have the weekend taken by filling out reports from the week. So
Right, yeah, and we also have the deadlines in our contracts too,
Right,
so
so
quick
we want-
turnaround
yeah,
is
we want a
important for
quick
sure.
turnaround.
Okay.
We'll be able to
All
do
right,
that.
well, that's great information. Is there anything else you can think of that might be beneficial for a buyer to know?
Termite inspections are not always required, but it's good to have knowledgeable eyes to be able to look for it. I am a licensed termite inspector or termite contractor as well. I've got my pest and termite license, so I'm kind of in-house with that. I'm a one-stop shop when it comes to that. You have to schedule 2 people. But having a knowledgeable person in wood destroying insects look at the house is good, because there are other things that destroy wood besides termites, and being versed in those particular things. There's powder post beetles, carpenter bees are popular on decks. Of course, like everybody knows what carpenter bees are, but powder post beetles, they do different kinds of damage. There's different ways to tell if they're active or inactive. Carpenter ants, there's different kinds of wood damage that can occur besides termites that actually go into a termite letter. So if you don't have a termite inspection done, and you got a knowledgeable home inspector who is able to talk about that, I am, because I'm licensed and it's normally beyond the scope of a home inspection, then that's definitely an added bonus for using somebody like myself who's got that licensing. But get a termite inspection, have somebody knowledgeable look at it, because in addition to just the general home inspection, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, I didn't know anything about termites. I didn't know about termite inspections before I got into the industry when I bought my first house. After being in the industry, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people that don't worry about this, because it's not a problem until it's a problem. Well, when it's a problem, it's a real big problem. So,
Right.
and it's really avoidable to pay $100, $150 to have a termite inspection done, at least to give you a little bit of peace of mind at that moment. So, again, know what you got, know what you're looking at buying, and make a good decision based on the information.
Okay, good deal. Well, that's some great information, and we really appreciate you being on the show today.
Yep.
And we're gonna have some other opportunities with some other guests to talk about more topics as we go through the podcast. So I thank you for joining today, And just remember, if you need a realtor, Raisa Lawson, Realtor House Store. And I will also have the links for JMP Services and Jason in the comments. So if you need a home inspector or a pest inspector, obviously he's a good choice for you too. So reach out, talk to him, and I'll have his information in the links. And just remember, every move matters.